Chrono Cards is a card game that is not really like any other card game. And I'm not just saying that because I'm one of the developers, but because it's really true. There's definitely some glimmers of other games that you might recognize in Chrono Cards. If you like Marvel Snap for the simultaneous turns and making hard reads on what your opponent's going to do, there's some of that in this game. If you like even the Bazaar with sort of optimizing a position-based puzzle where cards care about what is adjacent to it, there's some of that even in this game. And of course, if you like concocting a deck and finding ways that cards can interact and hook into each other like, well, really any other card game, obviously that's in this game too. But in a lot of ways, it definitely deviates from what you expect from the competitive card game genre. There's a lot of conventions that it defies. And then, of course, there's the timeline mechanic that just completely throws everything out the window and centralizes the whole game around it. And it's really, really fun. We've talked a lot about the development of this game, but I've realized that because it's so different and we haven't shown any gameplay, it's really hard to get a sense of what this game actually feels like. So I figured what better way than to play some of the game right now and upload a recording. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to play a few matches in our public playtest, which you can join and be a part of. If you look down below, you'll find a link to the Discord server, and then you can join our playtest through Steam and participate in our open playtest nights. Or at any time, if you have a friend handy, you can invite them, hop into a game. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. It's free. There's no reason not to. Try it out. This is from one of these playtest nights, playing with a few of our most dedicated playtesters. I've got for you a game against my rival fellow dev, and then I've also got a game against one of our playtesters who's been around since the very beginnings in Tabletop Simulator. Both very interesting and exciting matches that hopefully will show off exactly what is unique about this crazy game that we've been developing. But before I get into these, I was just looking back at the footage and I realized that I pretty much immediately dive way off the deep end and go full analysis mode in a way that's probably kind of hard to keep up with for a new player. So to really introduce you to the system, I'm going to first play real quick through the tutorial. Okay, welcome to Chrono Cards. This tutorial will teach you how to play. Your goal is to be the first to reduce your opponent's health to 0. This is not one of the unique aspects of Chrono Cards. You do this by playing cards. They deal damage to each other. So far, pretty derivative. Cards are played onto the timeline, and here's where it starts to get different. There's the present, the future, and later you'll see the past up here. The top 2 rows are for your opponent's cards. And then the bottom 2 rows are for yours. Okay. These are events. And these are for units. We set the unit cards right across from each other because they're going to be striking each other, dealing damage. First phase of every turn is the play phase. Both players make their plays in secret at the same time, and they're only revealed once both players have readied. This is an aspect that I compared to Marvel Snap earlier. Other games do this as well, but it's something that I think is really interesting that not every card game does, and actually in the competitive card game space is pretty uncommon. So we've got this cheap peasant unit. We're going to go ahead and play it to the first slot and ready our turn. The opponent played a war elephant across from my peasant. Let's inspect the war elephant to see what it does. When this destroys a card, strike the enemy player. So it's kind of like a crazy trample that whenever it blows up a card, it will immediately deal full damage to the enemy player. Very hard to... You can't get away with putting a chump blocker in front of this guy. 5 strength and 5 health. So strength, this is probably pretty familiar from other card games. How much damage it will do, and health, how much damage it can take. This is more like something like Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra. so damage will stick between turns, unlike something like Magic the Gathering. It also has an ability which lets it strike again after destroying a unit. I was just talking about it's quite strong. It's a big threat, but you don't have to worry about it just yet because, as you will see, after both players revealed their plays, cards will be paid for with mana and summoned. Peasant costs 1 mana, opponent's War Elephant costs 8. Here's the available mana. Right now, both players have 2 mana, and I can't help but notice 2 is a little less than 8. I can't afford my Peasant, so that gets summoned. The War Elephant is too expensive. But, and this is another really interesting aspect of Chrono Cards, it will stay queued up in that slot. So on future turns, it's a candidate to get summoned. After cards are summoned, the effects phase, there's only one summoned card, no ability. So nothing happens during the effects phase. This is something we need to rename, give it something with more flavor. Similar to, we have like mana right now. That's probably, we were actually just talking in the playtest today about having a more flavorful name. A lot of this is just stuff that kind of stuck from the very initial scrappy prototypes where we didn't have a theme nailed down, we just had mechanics. So we were borrowing heavily from terminology from other games. After the effects phase comes the combat phase. Every summoned unit in the present will strike the slot directly across from it. Because the War Elephant isn't summoned yet, it's considered empty. So that slot is blocked up for the purposes of playing. That War Elephant is locked in now, but because it's not summoned, it's not really there. So the peasant's going to strike directly across and deal damage to the enemy player. Look at that. A juicy 1 damage. Now, and this is another really interesting part about Chrono Cards, time is going to progress at the end of the turn. So you'll notice this present just got 1 slot bigger. So now both of these slots are in play. They're active. After turn 3, when the present is 3 slots wide, it'll start moving forward. So rather than continuing to grow, it'll start leaving stuff behind in the past. We'll see that later in the tutorial. Next players gain 1 mana for each slot in the present. So that's 4 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something we need to do better at communicating to players as well. We'll probably end up putting something on the UI to show them this is how much mana you're going to get next turn. That's something that you get used to very quickly, but new players have noted that it's a point of confusion. And this is another very distinct thing from other card games. Leftover mana carries over between turns. If you're familiar with a game like Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra, you're thinking, this is incredibly broken and busted. And it can be very powerful, but in our playtesting so far, it's been more balanced than you think. So give it a chance. Give it a chance. It sounds crazy. And as the tutorial notes, abilities that generate more mana can be super powerful because they help you get ahead of your opponent in resources and set up for future turns. But it's still pretty hard to do that. Finally, players draw cards from the deck until they have 6 in hand. So this is yet another, I know I'm hitting you with a lot, but this is another thing that really sets Chrono Cards apart and makes it feel and play completely different. You draw up to 6. So there's no guaranteed, no fixed 1 card per turn or any fixed number of cards per turn. In order to draw cards, you have to play cards. And the more cards you play, the more you draw. But once you play it, it's locked in. It's stuck on the board. So there's that kind of tension where, like, if you have a really good play that you're really confident on, you can show your whole hand. Your opponent gets to see exactly what's coming up, what you have locked in, and can play around that. But then you have a chance to draw into even better stuff. If you're really stuck too, it can go the other way. If you have no good cards in hand, you got to figure out a way to put stuff onto the board. So let's plan ahead a little bit on this turn. Okay, seems like a good plan. Clockwork Knight in the 2nd slot, Late Night in the 5th slot, Time Jump in the 3rd slot. Okay, we're going to draw 3 cards at the end of the turn. This seems pretty good. So this Clockwork Knight, when it enters the past, you get to move it back into the present. It's a very strong ability and synergizes super nicely with this time jump that's going to move the present forward. Okay, tutorial's having us make some pretty good plays. Ooh, okay. The opponent played Laser Trooper and Loyal Vizier. Let's see what those do. Okay, Laser Trooper, going to deal 1 to the enemy unit here. So it's going to hit my Clockwork Knight. Loyal Vizier is in the future, so we don't have to deal with it this turn. But let's be prepared anyway, see what's coming up. It has no strength, so it won't deal damage during the combat phase, but it can still block. So if I put a unit here and strike it, then it will deal damage to the Loyal Vizier and not to the enemy player. And then it has an ability that gives mana or health buff to a unit of your choice. Now that the plays have been revealed, time for both players to summon cards. Only cards in the present can be summoned. So this is outside the present. This is outside the present. That's why this late night, even though I have 1 mana, I can't summon it yet because it's still in the future. And this is another big thing with Chrono Cards that you have to keep in mind, that it's kind of weird to wrap your head around at first, but it is so crucial to the way that you plan and play out your turns. When you summon cards, you always summon the most expensive card in the present that you can afford, and then repeat until you can't afford anything else. So in this case, the most expensive is the War Elephant. They can't afford it. They don't have 8 mana. They have 6. So they summon the next most expensive card, the Laser Trooper, instead. Now, if this Loyal Vizier was in the present, the opponent would also summon it, but because it's in the future, it can't get summoned yet. Now it's the effects phase. Laser Trooper does have an effect ability. It shoots its little laser, does a damage. Okay. Don't love that, but that's okay. We survived. Combat phase. My peasant's going to hit directly. These two will clash, so they deal damage simultaneously. But because my Clockwork Knight dealt 2, it had 2 health, so this dies, and it took 1 damage in return. Now, end of the turn, time's going to move forward, and then we're back to the start of the turn where we gain mana and draw cards. Now, keep in mind we have 6 slots in the present now because this present just grew another slot. So we got 6 mana, bringing us up to 7. You don't have to play cards every turn. We have good cards in hand. Okay, yeah, seems legit. And time jump is going to advance the timeline anyway. So it doesn't matter what we put here. Timeline's moving forward. So let's just pass. We don't need to give the opponent a chance to react to our plays. We're pretty confident that we can play this stuff out from hand and it'll be good. So let's just ready up. The opponent, thinking the same thing. Everything is going to leave from time jump anyway, but they went ahead and played out this Trade Galley so that they could draw up a card. Trade Galley, that's one of those mana generated cards that we were talking about. So whenever it's kind of a slow, delayed investment, really low upfront cost of 1 mana, but then if you can wait and get it all the way to the very end of the present, you'll gain 3 mana. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do that for them with the time jump. So this is a clever play from our tutorial opponent. Kind of complimenting myself here. Time jump is in the present, so it's going to get summoned. Enemy summons the most expensive card in the present, War Elephant. They can finally afford it. And this is a great example of how the timeline manipulating cards are quite powerful, because they're not even going to get a chance to use this War Elephant. They just had to tank the 8 mana to summon it, because there's no choice. You have to summon stuff. And now this time jump is going to leave it behind. Can't afford to summon their Loyal Vizier now. Effects phase. None of these have abilities that activate during the effects phase. So time jump is the only thing that's going to activate. So we're going to see, here it goes. And now that immediately triggers the Clockwork Knight's ability because it's now in the past. So this triggered ability, we're going to go ahead and pick the 3rd slot in the present. Okay. Now normally you might want to pick first slot. There's kind of no reason not to. Moves back, bring it back up. But for the sake of the tutorial, it would just be another thing that the player has to do. So we have you moving it into the third slot. Time jump ends the turn immediately, skips the combat and progress phase. That's something specific to that card's ability. It says end the turn immediately. Next turn starts, we get our mana, that's 6 mana, and we draw up our cards, except our hand was already full at 6, so we draw nothing. We're going to play the Velociraptor in the first slot. We're going to play North Sea Tempest in the first slot. This is a bad play because the North Sea Tempest will blow up that Velociraptor, but it is the play that you're making in the tutorial. And thankfully, our opponent saves us here. They played Blockade Runner. Let's look at that ability. Destroy the event opposite this. Okay. Cards in the present are summoned, so we get the Velociraptor, North Sea Tempest, and Late Night. Wow, everything gets summoned. Everyone can afford everything. It's a beautiful economy. The effects phase begins. So cards that are earlier on the timeline resolve first. So these are going to go off. None of these have abilities, but these will go off first. Within like a tie within the same slot, units go before events. So this Blockade Runner ability does activate and destroys the North Sea Tempest because it destroys the enemy event here. So kind of good for me actually, but the opponent's Trade Galley now resolves because after units come events, and then the combat phase is going to take place. Velociraptor and Blockade Runner clash. We deal 4 damage from these that are unopposed. Next turn, time moves forward, mana is gained, players draw cards. Gonna play Knight in the third slot and Honor in the third slot. Ready to submit my turn. The opponent played Hollow Simulacrum. Let's see what that does. This unit's health, strength, and cost are equal to half your current health rounded down. This card actually we just changed in the latest patch. It used to be that it was always 8 mana. So the cost did not change, but the health and strength did. Which meant that it was really strong to play a 10-10 on turn 3. That was really good stats. And you would still have, if you played nothing else, you would still have 4 mana left over. For context, there is another card that is just 10 strength, 10 health. It's T-Rex. That card costs 10 mana. So it was just, Hollow Simulacrum was really good if you could take no damage and drop it on turn 3. And then it quickly got very bad. If you took any amount of damage, suddenly you're not really happy about paying 8 mana for subpar stats. So this cost makes it more of like a flex slot where it kind of scales to fit what you need a little bit. It's based around your health, so there's a limited amount of control you have over that, but it no longer gets stuck in a bad spot, but also isn't ever crazy busted. So we're trying to figure out how we feel about that balance change, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm feeling pretty good about that because I'm about to wail on this guy, reduce its health, which will then reduce this as well. Probably not a good idea to play that later on in the timeline. You want to take full advantage of those stats earlier. Effects resolves. There's no effect abilities here in the timeline. Combat resolves. And like I was saying, because these combats happen first, reduces the enemy player's health down to this is just a 3/3. My Knight with the Honor buff can take care of that easily. Honor, by the way, I don't think I hovered it very long here in the tutorial because I know what all these cards do. I need to be keeping that in mind. Honor applies +2 health and strength to all knights in the present for as long as Honor itself is in the present. So it's kind of a subtype synergy package there. Finish off the opponent by playing Knight in the third slot. Don't mind if I do. The opponent has completely given up. Don't even play anything. We're going to go ahead and take them out with just the second Knight. We didn't even need to play anything. And that's the tutorial. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more context going into the rest of these matches where the opponent plays a lot better than the tutorial opponent does here. And remember, if you do like what you see, you can join in this playtest for free. Link is in the description. Go check it out. Join us. We'd be happy to have you. Okay, we got into a match. We once again have Trade Galley. I'm actually a big fan of this opening here. There's a lot to think about, actually. Wow. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. Okay. See, the thing is, if I can get this set up, that's quite strong. But it also just says, please dash. Please time jump. Get out of here. I think I'll just lock this in. I feel pretty safe about dropping a Clockwork Knight on the first slot. Drawing, seeing what happens. Okay, glad that I drew into this. Now I'm looking for a time jump angle of my own. If I can draw time jump, I'm really happy. So maybe we've dropped the Squire here and just really hope. Let's try it. Let's try it. Blockade Runner, okay. That's fine. Ping for 2, ping for 3. There it is. And we baited the Blockade Runner. So this is coming out. I'll summon both of these. Pull it forward. Get a knight here. It won't quite get all the way to the momentous invention, but that's okay. We're still really happy about this plan. Oh, interesting. Whoa. I don't know. I think that still won't go off. Yeah, okay. Clockwork Knight. Just going to put it here. Going to put my knight here. Late night. Love to see. Love to see. Now, Squire. Honor? Feel pretty good about that. Clockwork Knight should survive the turn. Move it over here. Honor, worst case, dies but blocks something. Reverse time! Sam says, no, get back here. That's fine. I'll drop that. I actually want that to get the buff, so I think I'll throw it there. That is a lot of damage to not block, though. Either way, he's just doing 4 to me anyway, because he's going to move this guy. Here's what I can do instead. Summon Levy Freeman. He has to lock in this swap, and then I can block wherever the bigger one ends up. Because this will go later, because it's later on the timeline. You can drop a peasant to block it. I like this. I like this. Neutron Bomb. Okay, I'm going to be taking 4 from that anyway. He leaves it. Okay. That's fine. I'll block it. Take 4. That animation is a remnant from a very quick playtest animation from when that card used to be called Lightning. I could Dyson Sphere now. How do I feel about that tempo loss? Pretty good, because it could disrupt Sam in a big way as well. And then my future stuff is cheaper. And I already have the Levy Freeman. Oh, no. I can't put that in front of Blockade Runner. So I feel pretty bad about it, is the answer. Do I go ahead and block it, or do I throw this here? I guess I have my Levy Freeman. I could look for shenanigans play as well. So this is coming up, which tells me he probably wants to save some mana. So he's probably not going to play a whole lot. So this could be good. Maybe we sneak an Oracle in here. Grab a shenanigans. Just in case there's anything we can do with that coming up. I don't hate that play. Okay, let's just do this. Proton Torpedo, okay. Probably blowing up my knight. If I had to guess, my Clockwork Knight. There's an argument for playing the Honor there. But I'm happy because that's 2 of 3 Proton Torpedoes gone. I think now we lock that in. Levy Freeman blocks this. This goes to 7, and that's all he can summon. I really don't mind the Oracle. I've already got stuff here, so I'm pretty happy about that in most situations. So this actually won't get summoned because this will get summoned first. But I don't need it. Reverse Time comes out. Okay, I'll just plop that there. Save it for later. Turn ended. Now everything is expensive. This guy is 8. That's fine, because I have Levy Freeman. And this guy is 4. I think I'm still pretty happy about this. I guess this goes here. Because then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's got a spot. Cool. Let's do that. Levy Freeman will go here. What am I scared of? He can't play Arc Thrower because it's too expensive now. The answer is I'm kind of scared of nothing. I think that's the right play. But it's still getting blocked. And still dying. So I get to put this guy here. We'll heal 1 off of that. I might summon nothing. It sucks that the Laser Trooper is going to blow this guy up and hit me for 1. But it's 1. That's fine. Yeah, there's no reason to play anything here. I can't afford... I mean, this... I can't afford even the base cost. Oh, we need to fix that bug. These, Actually, I think the way it works, because this does say on the timeline, so these should be their normal costs in hand, but they should be updated on board. Yeah, we play nothing. We save. Picking up Steam there is interesting. He really, really wants to go all in on this reverse time plan, I think. Well, he's getting a Proton Torpedo. And that's it. Unless he has a 6 cost unit to put here. I'm kind of just chilling. I'm spectating this game at this point. My Oracle will get summoned. Is there anything to shenanigans? Depending on maybe if he blows something up first. I think mine goes first. I actually don't even want to. Maybe I swap my Squire in, see if there's room for it to. Is that worth the mana, or do I just want to chill? There will be a hole in my defenses somewhere from this proton torpedo. Yeah, I just chill. Just let him blow something up. It's probably this Squire. Yep. In which case, I don't really care. Now Sam is in a very bad spot. we will say that. Yeah, I think I just wait. I think I've set up. Yep. Okay. Reverse time. Okay. That's hey, that's fine by me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gunked out of this, but I might still play it. The Levy Freeman should block this. What am I scared of? Can he do 10 damage? Not with 8 mana. Do I actually just hold? But I have so much. I think I just throw this here. Or time jump right back to where I'm happy again. That might be the better play. Can't put it in front of Blockade Runner. Yeah, that also denies this picking up steam, which I like. Arc Thrower. Okay. No thanks. Yep, okay, we're back to fully locked up. This laser trooper comes out and deals 1 damage to me. I deal 5 right back. Time jump again. Okay, okay. My present is full. However, now I summon 1 million things. For basically free, and I also have 1 million mana. So we're pretty happy. Now, honestly, and this might be crazy, there's an argument slamming this guy down. So this goes 7. Then this gets summoned for another 7, so that's 14. This is 5 more, so 19, 21, 23. That takes almost all my mana if I put this here. But Sam is so mad if I do. So I might do it. Is that worth it? Then if I make it up here, then I don't have to pay for a card ever again. And I'm still up on mana is the crazy thing if I do all this. By a little bit. I think I'm going to do it. These are so big, right? You gotta. Yep, and that, yep. Okay, now the real question is, do I bring something else up here? I guess a night is better than a late night. So I may as well. Or wait. Pull my squire up, get a free night so that I don't have to pay for that. Because not having to pay for things is really valuable right now when everything costs 2 more. Or for me, only 1 more. Okay. I'm in good shape. Yep. That's the play. That is, in fact, the play. So I'm set up really well here. But actually, we're even on health. And about even on mana, surprisingly. But I'm just so far ahead. Once this goes into the past, I can just play whatever I want on any given turn. This is a bug that we need to fix, by the way. This overflowing. Sometimes our usually it's units get a little bit wide. I'm not entirely sure why that happens, but it is really funny. Okay, that's smart. Can I deal 6 instead of 5 on this first? I don't think so. Is there anything else alive? I really don't want to blow up. Oh wait, that does just kill him though. Yeah, okay, let's just win the game here. Swap these. My Dyson Sphere blows up, but that's okay. I will deal 10 damage and win the game. Wow. Yeah, the Dyson Sphere just gunked everything up. The reason that I did that, by the way, is the Shieldsman would have blocked that first instance of 5 damage and then that second instance of 5 damage, so I would have only done 5 directly to Sam. So it was actually a really smart play, but the shenanigans completely bailed me out. Okay, we just got into a game. I think this is another bug that we've got to get to the bottom of. Sometimes you get into a match so fast that Steam hasn't even registered the other player's username. But this, I believe, we are playing against our community manager and longtime playtester, James. He is quite good at the game, so I'm scared for whatever he has cooked up here. I think this is a pretty good deck, but certainly not foolproof, and also not the strongest opening hand for us. We are really clogged. Double honor is cool. God, maybe we just time jump turn 2. Yeah, that's looking like it might be the angle. We'll see what he slams down. I can't play around it anyway, so I think probably I'm just going to go for the time jump. We'll see if he puts down any units, because then we know there's no potential for a blockade runner. Just a late night. Okay. Okay, another time jump. So it's looking like this may be the move. So we go to 1, 2, 3 here. That late night will get summoned. And then my momentous invention gets summoned and I have nothing to put there. Which I don't love. Can we greed another turn? I think so. There's nothing he can do for 6 mana that kills me. So I think I just pass here. And see if I can skip past some of this late night. Okay, it does nothing. Scary. So the issue with this, normally I'd be like, okay, let's slam this guy down. Just get a discount for the rest of the game. Which I might still do. It might disrupt his plans. Because I can do this, disrupt whatever plays he does right now, dash past it next turn. I think that might be the move, honestly. Because I'll still get my momentous invention. It'll be discounted, which I like. Bombardment. Okay, so he does still get it. He can barely afford it. Okay, so I took a lot of damage there. But this is not terrible. This is not terrible. We dash. Before the Oracle goes off, we get Momentous Invention. We get the Dyson Sphere. Do I gunk a little more? I think I might gunk a little more. So hang on, let's see. We go 1, 2, 3. We're here with 13 mana. So then I have yeah, that's okay. I'm really hoping to draw. I guess what do I need? Another knight, probably, or Clockwork Knight is what I'm looking for. No more Oracle for you. Levy Freeman, kind of nice. This is good. Trade Galley. It's just a little gunked. I want, okay. So I have 13 mana. Could ignore the knight. Or rather the honor. And just play a recreated raptor. Because what am I expecting here? Oracle Proton Torpedo? That's fine and livable. Could I block here? Go 5, 5, 3. How scared am I of this? See, the crazy thing is, I mean, this stinks, but could just do this. Then that's 11, leaves me with 2 mana left over. He does his thing again. We're chilling. Then we're up. Everything costs 1 less. +1, +1. Still got an honor. It's not the worst world to be living in. We are on the back foot for sure. How likely is it that he has something right now that kills me? How likely does this disrupt it? I think this might be the way to go. Blockade Runner will not kill this because Time Jump goes off. So that's good. He's still up on mana. I like this though. I'm a fan of this. Oh, I can't afford all that. Okay, that's fine. We levy Freeman. Maybe we actually greed this even more. Oracle levy Freeman? No, I can't because So actually we do this so that I can get it before the proton torpedo. These guys all get juiced by momentous invention. Not the honor. I mean, I could throw that in there. Still just dies to this though. Or no, it doesn't. It barely lives that. Which is kind of good, no? And then I'm looking for... Probably blows up Squire then so that it lives. This uses all of my mana. But it puts me in a pretty good spot. Let's do it. So I Oracle Levy Freeman. Put that guy there. Proton Torpedo blows something up. Probably the Squire, if I had to guess. Hit for 7. And hope I draw something good. Okay, these are pretty good draws. Levy Freeman, maybe I shenanigans here. Try to bring a knight up instead of this peasant. I'm pretty good, pretty happy about that plan. Save this Oracle to play around rewind time. And I think we locked this in. Ooh, it's getting scary. It's down to the wire. I'm living though. Importantly, I am alive. We're pulling out all the stops. There is an argument for banking mana here. It's definitely a very worthwhile consideration. Okay, eats my peasant. What do I put here? Doesn't really matter. Like, I guess this is better. It's harder to kill. We're hoping to put it right back. And then, yeah, I'm just blocking this. Okay, we're catching up. We're narrowing the gap. Trade Galley comes out. I almost wish I had left that, but that's okay. Get a Levy Freeman, and I get a Joust. This could be a little bit of anti-synergy, but it's also 0 mana. So I don't care that much. It is enemy card, so if he plays something here, it could create a gap, but that's kind of fine too. I could also just play the recreated Raptor, but I kind of want this last turn of honor to get some use. So I think I will drop this here with a Levy Freeman. Blockade Runner blows that up. That's fine though. I deal 11, he deals 3. Oh, he's got Oracle. Can he afford? He can afford Proton Torpedo. But mind damage. Oh no, I think he's got me here barely. Shenanigans. Okay, what's coming out here? Interesting. I think he might have been able to kill me with Proton Torpedo. Yeah, I got him. Okay, that was real close though. That was scary. Look at this. 2 health. 2 health left. 2 to -2. It was down to the wire. And I think he might have had me here with Proton Torpedo. Because this is rounded down, yeah. So he could have barely afforded it. If he paid for shenanigans, could have paid for Proton Torpedo, hit this slot, which would have put me down to 1. This he would have survived. This he would have hit and killed me there before this guy gets to go off. I think that's a miss lethal. Rare miss lethal from James, but that was a very close game. Super exciting. Hopefully these matches have shown you just how deep and interesting the game is already. And we have, I think I just looked at this. There's only 74 cards in the game. There's a couple others that are only generated by other cards, like little token units or cards rather. But only 74 cards so far, and it's already so interesting. You didn't even see half of them in these games. I just played the one deck. I have plenty of other decks that I've cooked up. So if you really liked getting a glimpse of this gameplay and you want to see more, for one, you can join our playtest. There's a link in the description for our Discord server where you can see the scheduled playtest times so you can join in when everyone else is active. Ping people in the looking for group channel, try to find someone. And you can also leave us feedback there as well as through the game. And this is a public playtest going on right now. It's through Steam. So if you have a Steam account and a desktop computer or a laptop, this game is really lightweight, so it should run fine on just about anything. You can go ahead and join the Steam playtest, sign up for free, give us all the feedback. We're collecting data, we're collecting feedback, and just trying to get this game to the best spot it can possibly be. So thank you so much for watching. Do let us know if you want to see more of this. All right, take care.